Hey everyone, and welcome back to another video from Insidewire. I have finally managed to get my hands on an Xbox Series X. What we're going to do in this video today is have a quick look at it, get it unboxed and get it set up. But before we get started, you know what you need to do. Hit that subscribe button and like and comment below if you've enjoyed this video, or even if you didn't. Another thing, I have done some gameplay on a massive 86-inch TV. Click the link popping up on the screen now if you want to have a look at it. So Microsoft released the Xbox Series X on the 10th of November. This has been sold out everywhere and still is, and even more expensive when you try to go buy it on online retailers. Having a look at the Xbox itself, I'm not going to go too much into the tech specs, neither am I going to start a debate on whether I should have got a PS5 or stuck with the Series X. But let me know in the comments below what you got and why you chose that one. Maybe I can do a comparison video at some point. This is the front of the Xbox itself. So you can see the Series X is just down here. We have 4K at 120 frames per second is what it's capable of. This is the Xbox Velocity sign and the 1TB SSD included. So let's just have a quick look through this box itself. So if we jump onto this side, we can see what some of the features are. So again, what I've just mentioned from the front, 8K HDR, Xbox Velocity architecture, 1TB SSD, variable refresh rate and 4K Blu-ray player. What's included inside here is you have the Series X console, a controller, an ultra high speed HDMI cable and wireless networking capability. Has a few bits down here as well around Blu-ray, HDMI and Dolby Atmos. If we have a look at the back, you can see the Xbox, you can see the Halo game. It does have Microsoft's little disclaimer at the bottom which says games shown sold separately, and then it just has a bit of blurb about the other bits on there. So, and on the final side, if we have a quick look here, it just shows the Xbox Series X itself with the tab. And if we have a look on this side itself, it shows the Xbox Series X with the controller. So I like the way a lot more companies are taking an interest on how the packaging is done. So there's a nice easy pull tab here. Previously you would just have to cut this tab open and you would get in, but we'll start by opening this one. And there's a couple more pull tabs as well. There's a couple on the back down here. Let's have a quick look at how this opens up. So if we pop this down again, it just lifts up. And there we go, that is it there. So it actually comes in a bit of an angle. The way the box sits, it goes from high up here down to low down here, and you can see the Xbox is sat in a different angle itself. So let's start with the pack accessories. So if we pull this out, if this comes out, yeah it does. So if we take this out and we have a quick look in here, you can see we have the high-speed HDMI cable, and if you can see that on there, it does say ultra high speed. So this is HDMI 2.1. We have a connector, power lead. We have product and regulatory guide, limited and warranty agreement. And I'm guessing this is the controller itself. So you can see on the back, there's a little sellotape. And actually inside here, there are some batteries as well. So they do supply you with AA batteries for it. So let's have a quick, let's pop this down 1 second. So there you go. So yeah, a couple of Duracell batteries inside here. So they'll get you going and last a little while. And this is the controller itself. So feels fairly similar to the original Xbox One, but there are a few improvements in here. There's a bit more grooves along here. There's a USB-C connector port, and the D-pad itself is slightly different. So we'll pop that to one side. And onto the actual Xbox itself, let's just have a quick look. There's something down here. Let's just have a quick look here. Okay, this just shows you how to get it started. So it's telling you to insert the batteries, connect the controller up, what the ports are at the back, which I'll go through in a minute, and how to transfer your settings from your existing Xbox. And it will tell you here, yeah, download the guide to get set up on here. So this is what I was talking about right in the video, right at the start of the video, where you can download the Xbox app to set up your console while it's actually updating on the console itself. We'll have a look at that shortly. So the actual Xbox itself is fairly weighty. I don't know the exact weight of it, but let me just move this out of the way. So that's it itself. So if we flip it over, just one more time, you can see there's a pull tab here, which comes straight undone. Just trying to be a bit cautious that I don't drop this. Sellotape at the top. Again, this was fairly similar to the Xbox One. Let's turn it on its side. Let's do the same the other side. And there's a tape on top. And there you go. So you can see the front of it just here. You've got the Xbox sign, the disc tray, USB, it's your connection for your controller. You have an Xbox sign on this side. This is the top where the grills are. You can see the green side there. We'll come back to the I/O, and at the bottom you've got the stand. So let's look at the I/O itself. So the I/O itself, you've got two USB ports on the left hand side. You've got a network port and your power. You have an HDMI out, and you have a storage expansion. So it comes with a 1 TB storage, but you can actually expand this to something a bit further. So there you have it, the Xbox itself. Let's go ahead now and plug this in and get this set up. I hear the setup this year is quite different to the One X. So we've just plugged in our Xbox into the TV to get it set up. So this is what I was saying earlier about your new setup. So we set up through the app. So I'm actually going to do a side-by-side here. So I'm going to show you my phone at the same time. So I go into the Xbox app and I click on here, set up console. So we type in the code, so ZQEHAUZM, JPM, and you can say I want to connect to the console, and yes we do, we want to join the hotspot for the console itself. Click OK. Okay, so it's interesting, it is definitely the same code, so we'll try again. Join. And there we go, that's now connected, so we click next. Location, next. We're going to join the Wi-Fi. And now the console is joining the Wi-Fi. And we click next. Okay, so now there's an 831 megabyte update, so we'll click next. While it's updating, this is what I was talking about. So while it's doing all the update, we can go through and do all the settings. So we'll do an instant on for the moment. Keep the games and apps up to date. So turn on remote feature. So when your remote features are turned on, you can turn on and communicate with your console at any time. We can turn that on for the time being. Let's sign you into your profile. Okay, so we'll log in here. I'm just going to ask for my pass key for now. Click next. No thanks. Next. So we can just call this family room Xbox. return, click next. We don't need any of that, we'll click next. Which apps do you want on your console? So I'm just going to skip this for now, it could install them for you. No, it won't. So not now. And there we go. That is the Xbox itself set up there. So what I'm actually going to go and do is wait for this to finish being set up, and then we will go ahead and install our game. Okay, so we're back. So we get set up, we press A on the controller, and we have to update the controller as well. So we'll update that. And there we go, that's the controller updated. So we click next. So you can apply system settings from your previous one. I'm going to click no for now. So we click continue, let's enable the features. So how does this look? Yeah, would you like to keep it at 4K? Yeah, we do want to keep it at 4K. Click OK. Okay, there we go. So what we want to have a look at here is some settings. There we go, let's go to the settings. So we want to have a look at the 4K 120 Hertz. So let's go System, TV and Display Options. So current refresh rate, we're going to change to 120 Hertz. We click OK. There we go. So this TV is now working at 4K UHD, 120 Hertz. You can calibrate the TV and the 4K details. Shows just here, your TV supports 4K, 120 Hertz. TV set up for 120 frames per second, HDR10 gaming. So great, this is perfect. I hope you've enjoyed this video. As I mentioned right at the start, I have done a brief gameplay video on the 86-inch TV, 4K at 120 Hertz. If you want to check it out, there'll be a link on the screen again. Or if you want me to do a little bit more on the Xbox itself, let me know in the comments below. Once again, please do subscribe and like the video. Leave me your comments below if you have any thoughts or if you would like to see anything else. This is Insidewire, and I'll see you in the next one.